So it's July 16th, 2023. This is Darcy's Corner. Um, I like to throw the date in there because I don't always upload them on the day that I record them. And then when I go to look back years from now on YouTube, the date will stay there for a year and then it just says what year I loaded it up. So this way I have a reference as to how long ago it was I made this video. And I've been making these videos for a while now. And I can see the different stages I've gone through, and I can see where I was at and where I'm going. So that part's kind of nice. One thing that I'm still really frustrated about that I would like to get people together on, but I don't know how to do it, is I would like to see the Canadian healthcare system step up for people like me. Because it's great that Trudeau declared all sorts of rights and things that my kind now have that are established in Canadian law. I'm glad that he did that. But it leaves so many of us out. Like, it's too late now for me. I'm not 14 anymore. And what about the kids that are in homes where they're not supported, so they can't do anything until they become adults? Well, once you become an adult, a lot of things have been set in your system already by your different. If you were wanting to be male or female and you're being forced to develop the other way, testosterone, once it stretches your larynx, it's stretched. It doesn't matter now. It's too late. You can't unstretch it. Um, there are certain side effects of going through that first puberty that are very difficult to undo. And they're very expensive to undo, and the government doesn't help you undo them at all. Do you know that they'll pay for me to get bottom surgery? Well, whoop-de-freaking-do. Before I even get to the bottom surgery part, I have to go through laser therapy in that area or electrolysis in that area. It's super painful. It's super expensive. And I have to pay for that because body hair is considered cosmetic. And while, everything about gender affirming care really is cosmetic, those cosmetics matter. Even looking at this video right now, I just got out of the shower maybe half hour ago and I shaved, and you can see the 5 o'clock shadow on my lip and on my mouth and on my jaw. That's all gender affirming care. I have great difficulty now finding employment. Do you know why I have difficulty finding employment? Because this is obvious and I can't hide it anymore. And it's very distressing, by the way, when I'm out in public or dealing with people at my job and I'm getting misgendered constantly. That's distressing for me. Like, it's a big deal to me. You know what would fix that? My voice. My face. If my face were physically altered so I looked more feminine, if my voice were physically altered so I sounded more feminine, that would solve 90% of my perception problems. None of that has anything to do with what's below my waist. It has to do with my larynx. It has to do with my bone structure. And it has to do with the facial hair that I'm stuck with right now because I was forced to endure male puberty when I was a kid. Undoing these things is very cost prohibitive. It's hard for me to go get a man's job in a man's world when I don't look like the man I used to be anymore. I look woman enough that I'll get judged on man's jobs. But I look man enough, I also get judged on the women's jobs. Well, what does that leave? I mean, we only need so many janitors in this town. I'm not too good to be a janitor. But the point is, I don't have a lot of options that are practical and viable. And this is a big reason why. And to fix all this is hugely expensive. And I'm supposed to pay for that on part-time minimum wage? How is that feasible? It's not. It's ridiculous that all that cost is being put on me. Because major mistakes were made when I was a child. The biggest mistake that was made when I was a child is this information was withheld from me. I didn't know that transitioning was an option when I was a kid. Of course, I also didn't know what this condition was. You'll hear lots of us refer to it, well, I've heard lots of us refer to this condition as the thoughts. Because, I mean, it doesn't make sense as a kid. You're like, well, I think I should be X or Y, but I'm not. I mean, when I look at me, I see, when I was a kid, I looked at me, I seen a little boy in the mirror, but I wanted to see a little girl. I thought, oh, I would love to be a little girl. I would love to wear dresses. I would love to paint my nails. I'd love to do up my hair. Well, now I'm painting dresses and I'm doing up my hair. I'm doing up my makeup, which I haven't done yet, but I will for today. But it's not the same. I didn't get to grow up like I should have grown up. And now that I am a grown up, oh, it is just so much more effort. You know, if I just go out the door like this, like, I can survive in society. I'll be treated the same as I'm always treated, which is sometimes with tolerance and sometimes with love. Depends where I go. Um, and I know the places where I'm loved, and I'm aware of the places where I'm tolerated. And I try to go to the places where I'm loved. But I'm loved in spite of my appearance, not because of it. Anyway, it's very frustrating. It's very expensive. And there are thousands, probably millions, but definitely thousands of people like me in this country. Many of them are in this province, Alberta, but many of them are spread all across Canada because we are everywhere. We're just another type of person. And if we can catch this in our youth, as children, that is the best time to do something about it. The regret rate for people who transition in their youth is less than 0.2%. So, like, I'm not saying people shouldn't use, caution and take the appropriate counseling steps, but that stuff should be made available to everybody at every age level. And it needs to be respected because look at what this has done to my life. Why would you intentionally do this to a person? Why would you deliberately take away every advantage they have and intentionally go, we're going to screw you over for life on purpose and make you feel terrible about your existence on purpose? Why would you do that to any other human being? So yeah, I'm mad about this. I'm still mad about this, and I should be. I realize I have other factors in my employment situation. The ADHD, the dyslexia. No doubt I've made some choices that could have been better in life. But it is so hard to course correct right now because I am fighting so many things at once. And the one that's easiest to see is my obvious gender complex that people see. Whereas if I had the voice surgery, if I had the facial surgery, then you wouldn't see the conflict. I wouldn't feel the conflict. There are people who want to be intentionally non-binary and like be seen as a neither gender. I am not one of those people. I want to be seen as feminine. I want to be seen as the woman that I am. I want my inside and my outside to match, and they don't. And yeah, of course, I'm still mad about it. And I guess I should just stop complaining about it. But, like, it's still affecting my life in a very big way. And I'm always this close to being homeless. And I've been homeless twice. It sucked. I don't want to do it a third time. And I mean, it's not like I'm not willing to work or anything. Well, Darci, you're too good to work for minimum wage. Well, it's not, I'm not too good to work for minimum wage. But I do have better job skills than minimum wage job skills. I can't survive on minimum wage. I worked for 3 years working 2 minimum wage jobs, just barely barely survive, and it was killing me. Why should I have to work until I'm dead in dead end jobs? I'll never go anywhere because I look different. Why should I be limited to that? I have grade 12 education. I have other job skills. I can work at pipe mills, and I can work at pipe yards, and I can work in construction. I can do all these different things if I can get in the door. And so often those doors are slammed shut because of how I look and sound. The discrimination I face, I mean, like, oh. Anyway, I need more help. I need to be me and to be seen as me. So this is Darci's Corner. Sorry about the rant. Not sorry at all about being mad about this. Anyway, peace.